I don't know why pastors don't talk about this stuff. Well, I do. They don't want to seem crazy. I'm already crazy. I'm already crazy. I'm already crazy.
Greg Locke, good old Greg Locke. He's always got something going on. If he's not harassing Dunkin' Donuts employees or getting arrested, then he's preaching something crazy in one of his sermons, which is what happened on June 27th. He preached a sermon called When God Brings Down the House. I was watching it on YouTube because I heard some crazy clips from it, and I wanted to check it out myself. Well, in the process, while I was watching the video, it either got moved to private or deleted because I couldn't access it anymore. And I was like, well, great. There goes my ability to use clips from his sermon. But then I was like, oh, I'll just use Right Wing Watch, their tweets. They have videos from his sermon in their tweets, so I'm going to use them. I went to Twitter, I went to Right Wing Watch, and I saw something crazy that their YouTube channel had been permanently removed from YouTube. Their whole point of their thing is to call out crazy people like Greg Locke and keep them in check. But they got their channel taken down. Now, thankfully, at the time that I'm recording this, it has been reversed or whatever, and they have their channel back. So let's go, Right Wing Watch. But my channel isn't about politics, it's about religion. But those seem to get mixed together pretty well when you deal with people like Pastor Greg Locke. So here's a little clip from his sermon on Sunday.
I don't care what you think about fraudulent Sleepy Joe. He's a sex trafficking, demon-possessed mongrel. He's of the left. He ain't no better than the Pope and Oprah Winfrey and Tom Hanks and the rest of that wicked crowd. God is going to bring the whole house down. I said he's going to bring the whole house down.
So he thinks the president of our country is a sex trafficking, demon-possessed mongrel. And he has nothing bad to say about 45. Then he also calls out the Pope, Oprah, and Tom Hanks. When Tom Hanks was in Castaway, he shacked up with some volleyball named Wilson. And where I come from, by God, we don't have same-sex relationships. We don't praise that. That's not of God. He's going to burn the whole thing to the ground.
We will burn Utica to the ground.
You can see that as the crowd gets more and more riled up, it fuels Pastor Locke. I don't even want to call him a pastor. It fuels Locke, and he just feeds off that energy. It's like watching the WWE. God's going to bring the house down. He's going to take down Sleepy Joe.
What?
He's going to take down Kamala Harris.
What?
Because I refuse to pronounce her name correctly.
What?
Oprah Winfrey.
What?
Tom Hanks.
What?
The Pope.
What?
People like, do you really think it's that much of an epidemic? Do you honestly believe, we're going to get somewhere crazy, do you honestly believe, Pastor Locke, that the military uncovered tunnels beneath the Capitol building and beneath the White House and in the Five-Fingered Lakes, do you really believe that they found kids? Yeah, both live ones and dead ones. And if you disagree with that, and if you try to discount that, and if you try to cover that, and if you try to keep that on the DL, you're just as complicit as Hunter Biden and the rest of them bunch of crack-smoking perverts.
It's not surprising that people who believe in gods with no evidence also believe in voter fraud with no evidence, also believe in all of these other things that he's talking about, despite there being no evidence at all. And then he starts talking about Trump, of course, saying that Trump is still the president of the United States, that Biden is illegitimate, that Trump is still, Trump never went anywhere.
Everybody says, well, when you going to apologize for being a false prophet? When y'all gonna get the memo that I didn't get it wrong? Everybody like, well, you know, Trump's back. Trump ain't never went nowhere. He ain't back. He's always been around. He's the legitimate president of the United States of America. I don't care if you stand up or clap or not. I'm telling you, Donald Trump is the legitimate president of the United States of America. You got to smoke a lot of dope in your mama's basement not to believe that fact.
The things that Greg Locke says that you have to smoke a whole bunch of dope to not believe are actually the things that you have to smoke a whole lot of dope to believe. Then he starts saying things like, people are saying 2024. God's going to do something much sooner than 2024. Like he's intertwining God and Trump. Like which one is he talking about here? No, people are saying that Trump in 24, no, it's going to be God 2021. Trump and God are the same person. I worship them both. It's the Holy Quadrinity, the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, and Donald Trump. And by God, all 5 of us are going to go down to Dunkin' Donuts and we're going to be served without a mask. He's talking about Hollywood and exposing the pedophiles and stuff, and yet he worships a God who supposedly drowned the entire world, and that includes children, for being wicked. Gregory, if the Jesus that you talk about were real, if he is really the Son of God, died on the cross, was resurrected, I don't think that he would like you very much. You don't seem to represent any of the things that he talked about in the Bible. But in all seriousness, Greg Locke is a dangerous person. And not dangerous in the way that he wants to be. Not like, I'm dangerous for God. No. He's dangerous because he believes all of these things without evidence, and he spreads them like they are facts. He has this cult-like mob who will hang on every single word that he says, whether or not they're true. This guy thrives off of just being controversial and getting people riled up. That's his whole MO. He doesn't care about anything else. He just wants to get people agitated. He's never happy. And I just don't see how more people don't see it. And as long as people like Greg Locke are out there spewing this nonsense, then we need to call them out.
God's about to bring the whole house down. It's about to bring the whole house down. 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 House down. House down. House down, ladies and gentlemen.